Hi, welcome back to my story time with Nana. I have a whole new These United States of America stories for you. I can't wait till you hear this story. Let's begin. Oh, Idaho. Idaho became the 43rd state in 1890. It's called the Gem State because more than 72 gemstones are mined in Idaho. And although diamonds are not mined in Idaho, one of the largest diamonds was found in this United States. It was over 19 and a half carats. That's about as heavy as a football. I mean, not as big, but as heavy. Idaho's state bird is the mountain bluebird, and the state animal is the Appaloosa horse. Idaho has two time zones, Mountain and Pacific time. But Idaho is known more for potatoes. Idahoans grow about 13 billion pounds of potatoes a year, and no one celebrates spuds more than the town of Shelley, Idaho. The festival is always held on the third Saturday of September, and they've been celebrating potatoes for 93 years. Oliver looks forward to Spud Day. This is his favorite thing about living in Idaho. Mommy, Daddy, it's time to wake up, Oliver said, shaking his father's arm. It's Spud Day. Oh my goodness, Oliver, Mommy said, rolling over. What time is it? 6:30. We have to get going if we want to get there in time for pancake breakfast. Oh, I'll make pancakes if you let us sleep a little longer, Daddy said to him. Daddy, it's not the same, Oliver answered. Come on, you know they have the best pancakes. Ugh, Daddy moaned, rolling out of bed. Come on, honey, you heard your son. Spud Day has the best pancakes. Okay, let me get a quick shower, Mommy moaned. Go get dressed, Oliver, and don't forget to brush your teeth. Yippee! Oliver cried, running back to his bedroom. This was his most favorite day of the year. Did you get my bike, Dad? Oliver asked, buckling his seatbelt. Yes, it's loaded and ready for the parade, Daddy told him. Maybe this year you'll get a ribbon. Oh, I am sure I will. Did you see how I made it look like a potato? Oliver replied. I wrapped the handlebars in my seat with crinkled brown paper bags to look like potato skin. And did you see that the streamers from the handles look like bacon? And how about the cotton balls on the front of the bike? Doesn't it look like sour cream with chives? I mean, the chives are just pieces of green construction paper, but I have to say, my bike looks like a wild baked potato rolling down the street. I can't wait for the kids' parade, Mommy said, and the regular parade and the potato sack race, and well, I can't wait for any of it. You two sure do love Spud Day, Daddy said with a smile. Don't you, Daddy? Oliver asked. I thought your favorite part was the Spud Tug. It is. And I think this year we're going to win in our division, Daddy said proudly. Well, hurry up, Daddy. We don't want to miss anything. Mommy and Daddy and Oliver couldn't wait to get to all the festivities of Spud Day. And what better way to start off the day than a delicious pancake breakfast with all of their friends and neighbors. After breakfast, the family walked over to the elementary school and participated in the 5K run and the 1 mile walk event. Daddy ran the 5K while Oliver and his mother walked the mile. Daddy told them he was running because he wanted to get a nice workout before the Spud Tug. Mommy just smiled and shook her head. Next was the children's parade. All of the children had decorated their bicycles in the theme of this year's event, Wild About Spuds. They rode their potato-decorated bicycles along the parade route on State Street, while the crowd cheered their favorites. Oliver was so happy to be part of the Spud Day Children's Parade. The children's parade blended into the town parade, and again the crowd cheered on their favorite floats and groups. After the parades, the spectators walked to the elementary school for a car show and voted on their favorite floats and bikes from the parade. Oliver loved the car show. His favorite this year was a midnight blue 1974 Eldorado convertible. It was the biggest and most beautiful car he had ever seen. Oliver won second place in the bike decorating event and wore his ribbon proudly as the family walked to the Don Lloyd Field for the rest of the day's events. There were vendors lined all along the field with handmade products and everything potato, which was fitting for Spud Day. There were bands playing and people listening. Some were even dancing. Everyone was having a good time. Oliver went to the baked potato bar and fixed himself a free baked potato with bacon and cheese and a dollop of sour cream on top. It was the perfect lunch. Daddy participated in the cornhole tournament while Oliver and his mother entered the potato sack race. There were other events going on. One was the potato picking contest for both adults and children. But what everybody waited for was the Spud Tug. Soon an announcer stood on a platform and called the teams to the Spud Tug area. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's Spud Tug will be a grand event. We have 6 adult teams and 8 children teams, and we will start with the children. Each team will play until they lose. The last team standing will be declared the Spud Tug winners. The winning team will win a specially designed t-shirt proclaiming their victory at the 93rd Spud Day Spud Tug event. Oh boy, I can't wait, Oliver said, clapping his hands. Oh, I hope we win. Now, son, it's not about winning, his father told him sternly. It's about not losing. Did you see what's in the pit? No. What is it? The pit is filled with mashed potatoes, Daddy laughed. Now, I love mashed potatoes, but I don't think I want to wear them. Mashed potatoes? Oliver exclaimed. This is going to be so much fun. I mean, even if you lose, you fall in mashed potatoes. What a great way to lose. Okay, children, teams 1 and 2, take your places, the announcer said from the podium. Oliver was on team 4. He and the crowds of spectators yelled to the teams playing, "Pull! Pull! Pull!" 2 children from team 2 fell into the mashed potatoes. Team 1 jumped with joy. They would be moving on to the next round. Next, it was team 3 and 4. Oliver grabbed a handful of dirt, rubbed it into his hands, and walked over to his side of the mashed potato pit. The children grasped the rope and waited for the horn to blow. Honk! Suddenly, people were yelling at them to pull, pull, pull. And Oliver pulled and pulled and pulled, and his team inched closer and closer to the pit. And then the other team started getting closer to the pit. It seemed as if it would never end. Back and forth and back and forth. Oliver dug in and pulled with all his might. Soon, Team 3 continued to move closer to the pit till their first person fell into the mashed potatoes. Oliver jumped with his arms raised in the air. His team would be moving on to the next level. Finally, there were only 2 teams left, Team 6 and Oliver's Team 4. Oh, I hope we win, Oliver told his parents. Well, remember what you said, Daddy reminded him. Even if you lose, It's in mashed potatoes. Oliver shook his head and walked over to his side of the pit. It would be a great story to tell if the team struggled to win, but it happened so quickly that the spectators didn't even get a chance to yell, "Pull, pull, pull." The horn blew and Oliver's team yanked on the rope and 3 children from the other team fell right into the mashed potatoes. Oliver couldn't believe it. They won! They won! Oliver and his teammates jumped up and down and in a circle yelling cheers. "We did it! We did it! We beat the pit!" The children from Team 4 received their victory t-shirts. They were so happy. Daddy's team did not fare as well as Oliver's. He lost in the second round, but at least he wasn't the one who fell into the mashed potatoes. Still, the family stayed to see who would win the adults competition. It was a perfect end to a perfect day. On the way home, Oliver thought about his day. He loved living in Shelley, Idaho. He had great friends and great neighbors, and they had the greatest festival called Spud Day. He couldn't wait till next year. He was asleep before he got home. The end. Wow, how much fun would that be? Falling into a pit of mashed potatoes. That would be really cool. Do you have something in your neighborhood, in your town, something that you celebrate? You should check it out and see. Maybe you do. Maybe you won't fall into mashed potatoes, but maybe you'll have a really good time. Don't forget to share my stories. I will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening in. Mwah.